One lingering question that has remained unanswered to this day about the engineers and their motives is why they would seemingly invite us to LV-223. But today at the project we want to see if we can't find a reasonable answer to this question. From our collated evidence, so far it seems as though LV-223 was once an engineer holy site of sorts. However, by the year 2093, with the arrival of the USCSS Prometheus and its crew of scientists and researchers, it has become clear that the site was more akin to a biological weapons facility. Captain of the USCSS Prometheus even speculated as much about the location, relaying his concerns to Dr. Elizabeth Shaw. So, when raising the question about why the engineers invited humanity to the moon of LV-223, we need to look at it as two separate answers. Obviously, at some point the engineers made frequent visits to the Earth, teaching humanity, and guiding our society into what it would eventually become. And at this point the star teachers would leave behind a star map, one not able to be understood or even observed in our skies, until humanity had developed the technology to not only find the location in the heavens, but also make the journey. So, at some point the moon of LV-223 must have been some kind of meeting place, and judging by the temples and mural depictions of engineers and other ghastly and beautiful creatures, this was supposed to be a location of enlightenment, expansion of knowledge of the universe, and possibly the place the engineers would bring humanity into the fold and share with us the culmination of their collective knowledge, the fire of life, the pathogen. But for yet to be understood reasons, it appears that the engineers had a change of heart on humanity and decided that our existence was something that needed to be rectified. Around 2,000 years ago, an engineer vessel on LV-223 was set for launch towards Earth, carrying with it a payload of the engineers' black goo. While it could be coincidence, the timing of this planned annihilation would fit around the time of the supposed crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Some at the project have speculated that Christ might have been an engineer, or an engineer in human form, sent to Earth in order to help humanity get back of track after years of deviation from the path and teaching set forth by their creators. Whilst impossible to prove a connection at this point, it seems that this could likely be connected in some way to the reason the engineers went from benevolent instructors into rageful gods, hell-bent on our destruction. Aside from this theory, another suggests two factions of engineers existed in the galaxy, one being creators, world life seeders, and the other a more militant group that might have opposed the creation of life across the cosmos without restraint. We have, from evidence, seen two distinct types of engineers so far. There is the ones that look very human other than their pale skin and larger physical stance, and then there is the second type that appear to have bioengineered their own bodies into something more versatile at dealing with the dangers of the universe. Perhaps the second group became fearsome of what their creations might do if given the opportunity to wield their powerful technology and bioengineering, potentially seeing their creations as a danger to their continued existence, leading to a mass annihilation of this perceived threat to their future. Like how humanity fears the rise of our creations in the form of synthetics, there are those that fear that one day artificial persons will surpass and eventually usurp humanity entirely. When synthetic models have demonstrated the capacity to go beyond their programming and begin to create themselves, humanity has responded with mass recalls and inhibitor chips and programs, simply out of fear of our own kind being made obsolete by our own creations. Perhaps the engineers felt the same way, seeing humanity as vile creation by a group of rivals, opposing politically or religiously inclined engineers, that needs to be eradicated. It's very possible that LV-223 started out as a place of welcome, before being conquered by the destroyer-type engineers planning to wipe humanity out and erase their counterparts' mistakes. However, not all went as planned, as during preparations to leave the moon, set for destination Earth, the engineers were besieged by an unknown force that massacred them and halted their attack. And while it's possible this was a containment breach of their stockpile of pathogen ampules on the moon, I think it's more likely that the opposing engineer faction, the creators, sought to spare humanity and unleash their own weapon on their own kind to prevent a planet-wide cleansing of Earth. But for now, again, not enough sufficient data exists to draw an accurate conclusion, and so for now this case file at Project ACHERON will remain open for further future analysis. If you really want to support what we do here and gain a bunch of awesome rewards, consider joining as a Project ACHERON channel member like company representatives, the Sith Lord 906, Lewis Perkins, and Jack Fleming Jr., or like our team members, Raunchy, Ambrosia, and Carl from the War Game Bootcamp. Until next transmission, this is Project ACHERON bringing the knowledge and the power directly to you.